Mm, mm. Okay, go ahead, Laura.
Hi, good morning, everybody. That we'll call this meeting to order at 9:03, and we will now move to proceed with the roll call with our staff senators.
Thank you, Laura. Staff senators, if you could please indicate that you are here in the chat. Nolan Lasos, Laura Ramos, Claudia Dole Morrison, Alberto Adame, Karen Dorado, Rogelio Chanez, Kevin Garza, Karina Herrera, Nicole English, Nayeli Garcia, Ashley Mercado, Juan Santos Flores, Maria Juarez Serna, Orlando Castaneda, Tammy Munoz, Veronica Villarreal, Armando Garza, Marissa Cambrano, Kelly Quinn, Millie Resendez, Cordelia Rasa, Teresa Villarreal, Irene Cardenas, Andres Chavez, Yadira Mejia, Caitlin Bruseth. Thank you, senators. Madam President, quorum has been established.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year 2022. It is wonderful to see you all this morning. And on behalf of your staff senators, thank you for joining us. We have a very busy and exciting agenda ahead of us. So without further ado, let's get started. Madam Secretary, let's proceed with our next order of business, and that is approval of meeting minutes.
Thank you. We need to approve the minutes for December, so we can take a motion to approve the minutes for December.
Somebody needs to make a motion.
I motion, Karina.
Karina has made a motion to approve the December 2021 minutes. Any second?
I second.
Millie.
Who second?
Laura.
Laura, Staff Senator Laura Ramos, second. Any debate or discussion? Any debate or discussion? Any debate or discussion? Those who approve our meeting minutes for December 2021, say aye or aye on the chat or thumbs up so Alicia can see you. Those who oppose say nay, and then those who abstain indicate so. I think, sorry. I think it's a unanimous agreement. Motion has been approved, and so meeting minutes for December 2021 has been approved. At this time, I will also acknowledge that the November 2021, I'm sorry about that. The minutes for November 2021 will be tabled as I'm still trying to gather the transcript for that. Thank you so much, Madam Secretary. This morning, I'd like to start with my update with the Election Committee and call on our committee chair, Ms. Caitlin Bruseth, to provide us with a status update on our current election.
Thank you, Madam President, and good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I'm happy to say the words that I've been waiting for a few months to say. Please check your emails, and if you have not yet cast your vote for the next round of staff senators, please do so today. We did include staff members who had started on or before November 1st, I believe, in the voting list. So if you are a brand new staff member to UTR TV, welcome. You will definitely have the opportunity to vote in our next round.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Caitlin, in the last day to vote is to cast their vote.
Correct. Yeah, that's going to be tomorrow, January 28th before 5 p.m.
All right. Thank you. And I look forward to welcoming our new staff senators, whoever they may be, and whoever you put on there. Thank you again. I want to express my sincere gratitude to our Election and Constitution Committee for their continued efforts in ensuring that we run a fair and accurate election. We'd also like to thank you all for your patience, understanding, and of course, your support as we went through this process. Most importantly, I want to say a special thank you to an individual who has played an instrumental part of making sure that staff Senate elections runs smoothly. Not very many people are aware of this, but we have a secret weapon that works behind the scenes, and she is Miss Lydia Flores, who works in the Strategic Analysis and Institutional Reporting Office. Lydia ensures that nominations and ballots are sent out in the respective divisions, gathers all that data, and provides staff Senate with the results. She does an incredible job, and we will surely miss her as she heads off to retirement. Lydia, I don't know if you're here with us this morning, but on behalf of staff Senate, past and present, thank you for your work, for your support to us, and we wish you the very best in your next chapter in life. My next update is information that I am sharing on behalf of the Feedback Committee. We greatly appreciate the suggestions and inquiries that have come our way. Ms. Karen Dorado, Chair of the Feedback Committee, and her members have been quite busy as they look into addressing questions or concerns. Among those topics is that of remote work. We are pleased to share that the remote work policy can be found on the HOP, policy number ADM 04112. I believe Madam Vice President Yadira will be sharing it on her screen. Are you able to do that, Yadira?
Can you all see it?
Yes, we can see it. Thank you so much. So this is the remote work policy on the HOP. Supervisors, you should have received an email from HR last semester inviting you to a training about this policy. If you missed that email, please reach out to our HR business partners at hrpartners@utrgv.edu, and they will surely assist you on it. Additionally, last year, Staff Senate received an inquiry from a staff group on campus regarding the possibility of having a 4-day workweek arrangement. In consultation with Human Resources, there is no 4-day workweek policy. However, if there is a need for a modified work schedule, there is a HOP policy titled Staff Work Hours and Rest Periods, which states that work schedules for staff employees in certain departments may vary depending on the operational needs of UTRGV. If this need arises, approval of the divisional head is required. If supervisors or divisional heads have questions, they can reach out to our HR business partners at hrpartners@utrgv.edu. Thank you, Yadira. I want to express my sincere gratitude to the Feedback Committee and especially to the chair, Ms. Karen Dorado, for always doing their due diligence in seeking out guidance. We're also very grateful to our HR business partners and the whole team for their continued collaboration and assistance in providing resources to help us be efficient and successful as UTRGV employees. Now moving on to our next order of business. I think it's a fair statement to say that 2022 started off a bit, for a lack of better word, meh, for some of us. Just as we thought that COVID-19 may be slowly moving out of the picture, it's become clear that it wasn't just yet. This morning, I am very pleased to have our first guest speaker join us, Ms. Eliza Gomez, Director of Emergency Management and Continuing Planning oversees our COVID response team. She and her crew has been working tirelessly around the clock as we navigate through and continue to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic. Ms. Gomez, thank you so much for accepting our invitation and taking the time out of your very busy schedule to be here with us this morning. I know she's here.
Thank you so much for having me. Can you all see and hear me all right?
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Okay, thank you so much. Would I be able to share my screen?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for having me. As Noellen said, my name is Eliza Gomez, and I'm the Director of Emergency Management and Continuity Planning here at the university. And one of the most exciting aspects of my job here is to manage the COVID response team. And obviously, we are still very deeply in the throes of COVID. I just want to leave my screen on the top. If you could see, can you see the slide that has my contact information on it? I want to give you ample time to write that information down because I have a funny feeling that a lot of you will be reaching out to me. Most of you have throughout the past year and a half, almost 2 years now, which is wonderful. That's what we want. Hopefully for happy circumstances, not just all things COVID, but that's what my job is. That's my wheelhouse. And that's what our team focuses on each and every day. So I want to let you know that we have a staff of, oh, why is it not? It's not going forward. Anyway, let me stop this for 1 second.
Yeah, you may need to stop, share, and then share again, and that usually unstuck it.
Okay. There we go. The COVID response team has been a very comprehensive, broad effort ever since, even before this team was created in middle of 2020, with the School of Medicine, with environmental health and safety risk management, with emergency preparedness, as it was called at that time, and with campus and university administration. So they saw obviously the impact that the entire community and specifically the UTRGV community was having, and they decided they needed a more formalized approach. So we partner with all of these components, and we have what's called the Infectious Disease Committee that formed as a direct result of the COVID impact to the campus. And from those talks was formed the idea of having a COVID response team. So we deal with academic and business continuity with university administration. We deal with the COVID-19 testing. We deal directly on a weekly basis with the Infectious Disease Committee, with the School of Medicine, our Chief Medical Officer, the Director of all of Student and Employee Health, which is Dr. Scott Spear, and he's our medical consult directly for COVID response team activity. Our COVID response team itself, which there's myself, and we have 3 very highly qualified, highly skilled and seasoned case managers that have a wealth of experience, medical, non-medical, case management, and customer service oriented experience. And then we have the vaccinations as well. So that's a large effort. I'm going to stop sharing again because I don't know if it'll go forward. A little bit about our team. People think of COVID response team and you think of just medical, and you think of just injections. And that's really not the case. For our team, what we do is we do something that's more customer service driven, more case management driven. So it's a hybrid of customer service and case management combined. You hear the term contact tracing throughout the community, through the CDC, through DSHS, all over the news, the big buzzwords, contact tracing. Contact tracing is a very specific terminology, but what we do contact tracing in terms of finding where the point of origin of an exposure or a contact took place. And that's used in primarily a epidemiological context or disease management. So in terms of COVID, that fits very, very well. But we also want to see the patterns of behavior across the population. We want to see the movement of employees, of students, of different populations interacting with each other. So we do that. We find those points of origins. We have those conversations on a very discrete basis, one at a time. We find out information that's sensitive in nature, and we safeguard that and encrypt and protect that confidentiality. And we're very discreet. And we do our work through that, which helps us have the ability to manage the positives, to manage close contacts, those who are symptomatic and displaying symptoms, people who have lots of questions and are a little anxious and they don't know what to do, they need a little extra guidance. That's what we manage each and every day. I want to make this very clear that we have a lot of degrees of leadership and authority across the institution, but the COVID response team has been given delegated authority directly by the institution, by the School of Medicine and the University Administration combined. We are the only places that have the isolating and quarantine authority for the entire institution, not the School of Medicine, not campus administration. They have given us that authority so that we could do things in a very discreet manner, so that we can do things in a unbiased, objective manner, so that we can do things in a fair manner that's consistent across all the different departments of every campus and every business stream that UTRGV offers. I want to make that very clear. We deal with isolating and quarantining and clearing students, international students, people that live on housing, on campus housing, all of athletics, all of our medical and clinical staff, all of our employees, no matter if they're customer facing or remote facing, if they interact with people directly or indirectly, if they work on campus or in a remote location. So that's basically what we do. I want to take a moment to talk a little bit about what we've been seeing. And I want to highlight basically the rework that marketing has done. They've done a phenomenal job. Our communications and marketing team is just superb. And I just really have to give them props because that was my career in another lifetime. A picture is worth 1,000 words. And in this case, it is very, very true. So I want to take a moment to talk about our screening page and talk about the landing page in general. So I'm going to share this once again. For those of you who do not have the opportunity to have worked with us before, which I can't really think of very many of you because we've had so many different departments that we've worked with. And it's been a real pleasure getting to know each and every one of you and your staff. I wish it were under happier circumstances, but what we do matters. We very much pride ourselves on service. We pride ourselves on being fair because all of us have had a very personal experience with COVID. So that degree of empathy and compassion really goes a long way. But on the university's page, go to the commitment to your safety, the commitment page. So if you go to utrgv.edu/commitment, it brings you to this big landing page. Above the big splash banner where it says click here, that's the big splash banner. Right underneath it, you see several different boxes. There's get tested, get vaccinated, the daily self-screening questions. I want to talk a little bit about this. We do get some confusion. We're asking everybody on an honor system, whereas other institutions, even institutions in the state of Texas, have made a required, basically self-screening process that you do on an app or you submit to get reviewed. If you don't do those daily self-screening questions, those 3 questions every day, basically other institutions, you're not allowed on campus. So we are giving you the honor system. We're all adults. We're treating everybody like mature adults, responsible adults that are taking ownership of their own health and their community's health to do those self-screening questions each and every day. Those are different, very, very different. If you answer yes to any of those self-screening questions, then you are asked directly by the university to fill out the preliminary COVID screening form, which I've highlighted on the graphic in front of you in the blue box. However, if you also click on where it says get tested, that will take you to the same place. So this page that marketing communication has is wonderful because it's all these different graphics that regardless, we're a very diverse community, culturally, linguistically, demographically. which is wonderful. I come from Miami, from a very big city. I'm very used to this, and I thrive in multicultural dimensions. And so having things that are visually represented as well as verbally represented in multiple languages is extremely important to me. Make sure the messaging is clear for everybody in the community at large to be healthy. So I'm going to unshare this, and I'm going to take you directly to the, if you were to click on that button, okay. This takes you directly to this page. And the reason why I bring this up is when we click on forms on our, if we're filling out a form on our phone or a tablet online, even at our desk, a lot of times we just kind of rush through, breeze through all the language. This language is very intentionally written. This is for people who are using this preliminary online screening form. We've gotten members of the general public who have submitted, people who are not students, people who are who are alumni, who were former employees or students at the university who are no longer affiliated with us, that have been filling out this form. So I want to make this clear. This is for students and employees of all kinds that are current at the university. If you're feeling symptoms, even if it's a runny nose, even if it's just a tickle in your throat, right now, that's what we're seeing as people who are turning positive. We have a very, very high positivity rate here on campus. However, we have the wonderful convenience of having testing with us. We have a lab here on campus that we leverage that for the entire community, and we are able to get the results back quicker than most places across the country that are experiencing this huge surge in cases. Previously, we were turning results around in under 24 hours for a lab process test. Now we have got between 24 and 36 hours, which is still wonderful. When we first stood up the drive-through testing sites a couple of weeks ago, we had a little bit, some growing pains in getting that all worked out, so it caused a slight delay. However, that's been remedied, and so we've moved forward, and we're able to process several hundred people a day, get their results to them the next day. So we're very proud of that we have that responsive level of resources at our institution, and that we're taking care of our own. The other thing I want to mention for people to fill out the preliminary online screening form is because UTRGV values the employees and students so much that yes, we're helping our entire community at large. We're helping them get tested, we're helping them get vaccinated, we help them access healthcare provider needs. We take care of our own here at UTRGV. And so the COVID response team is a university's answer and response to having that extra level of care, that extra level of being expedited, because we're rushing, giving preference to UTRGV owned people. So I want to make that very clear. So it's not just something that's maybe optional, or we just want to be a bother and a pain in your side, just another thing to have to do. This is a value added to you to let your students and let your staff access something that was going to put them to the head of the line and get them testing quicker than they could on their own. Yes, you have to fill out a form. The good side of the form is that you can fill it out from the comfort of anywhere you are from your phone. There are lots of questions. They're intuitive. They are intentional in nature because it helps us read at a glance what the quickest form of action is to do when we pick up the form and make contact with you. That's a little bit about our process. I wanted to take some time and answer a lot of questions. Probably the biggest question I get is, oh, I have gotten the vaccine and I've gotten boosted. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to wear my mask and I'm not going to get infected by the Omicron variant. That's the number one question that we're getting right now. And I can tell you right now that that is not true. That is false. That everybody, regardless of their vaccination status, is still susceptible to infection. This Omicron variant is extremely contagious. What I will say is that people who have been fully vaccinated and boosted, that means it's been less than 5 months since your second dose, or you have gotten your third booster shot and it's been less than 5 months since that shot took place, then you have a level of protection that is even greater than everybody else. And that if you happen to get the virus, the symptoms are going to be very, very low. Most of the people that we see that have gotten fully vaccinated and boosted, they have extremely mild symptoms, not even that of a common cold. of a very short duration. And none of those people are winding up being hospitalized, needing to be vented or go on life support or anything like that. So the level one, the best protection is to get vaccinated and to stay current. When the boosters are available, get in line and get them. The wonderful thing about being here at UTRGV is that it's available to us free. It's very convenient. Our School of Medicine, our clinical sites made it so convenient. That's a real benefit to being part of the UTRGV family. The other aspect of that is that the level of protection that we can't mandate, but I wish we could, but we have to strongly encourage and lead by example. And leading by example, I'm speaking to every one of you in this room, because all of us are leaders on a variety of levels, and that we also represent UTRGV to the community at large. So is wear a mask. And don't just wear a fabric mask, don't just wear a tissue mask, and don't just put it on the side of your chin. You want to wear a high quality mask. The CDC guidance has been given more emphasis to the highest level of quality mask you can do. If you can do an N95 respirator, if you can appropriately fit tested for that, if you work in a clinical or a laboratory environment, you'll have that as part of your regular uniform or personal protective equipment, or PPE, as we've been saying throughout the community. If not, you can get a KN95, which is basically the Korean, even Chinese-based 95 that do not have the seal, that does not go around your head. It goes around your ear loops. However, it does have that filtration aspect. It will cover your whole face and protect you better than a simple cloth mask or a simple surgical mask. In the event that you're not able to get that level of quality of mask, to at least double mask with a surgical mask, and make sure that you're wearing your mask around people at all times. And the number one thing that I have to say is, if you're not feeling well, please stay home. Please stay home. Please stay home. Please stay home. Don't attempt to self-diagnose, because what we're seeing right now every day and every night, 7 days a week, are people who came to work with the sniffles. They tested positive later that day, and they've been around all those people while they had the sniffles. So if you're not feeling 100%, call your supervisor, call your instructor, and make other arrangements. I know that they talked about the remote work policy. This doesn't necessarily cover that, but at this time, as a supervisor, please be as flexible as you can. I want to speak to supervisors right now, because as we get the cases, we don't directly give supervisors the 411 of everybody that's coming through our queue. I mentioned that we keep things confidential and discreet, and we respect the individual, the privacy of the individual, because of HIPAA, because we just treat everybody with dignity and respect, especially during this time of care. However, we can share if someone's been cleared to be on campus. And what we're instructing the individual participants that submit the screening forms is that if you have a supervisor, if you have an instructor that you have to be out for a period of time, you need to share with them the email, the official correspondence from the COVID response team. That is completely appropriate. We will not automatically send that to you. That is not our lane. That's not what we do. That's not our purpose. You can ask, and you should be asking your employees that go through the COVID response team, show me the email that you got from the COVID response team. And any of the correspondence that is gotten from the COVID response team is completely shareable with your employees or students. So you should be asking for that. If they mention that they have symptoms, they don't feel well, say, go through the COVID response team, submit a screening form, let me know what they say. And when they have a return to work date and they get cleared finally to return to campus, the other thing that they can do is to show you that return email. Please ask for that. Please don't ask for them to share test results. Please don't call us asking for the down and dirty on every client. We cannot share that information, and I don't want to frustrate you or frustrate our staff with having to say no, because we love to help. We're very helpful. We try to be very responsive. We don't work a 4-day week. Right now, we are the 4 of us handling thousands of cases across the university 7 days a week. So we're a very small, very mighty team. We take this very seriously. We prioritize our medical and clinical aspects first, and people that live on campus housing first, and our law enforcement first, over everybody else. But everybody else gets prioritized above the general community at large. That's the benefit of going through the COVID response team. I don't know if I've spoken too much, but if there are any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer. The one question I did want to say is that after someone has tested positive, please do not ask them to test again with a negative result. We do not, that's not what the CDC recommends. That's not what we recommend. We've never recommended that. If someone is tested positive, even if it's a rapid antigen test, we will go by that positive result and treat them as a positive case, and we will not have them retest in order to be cleared. What we do rather is we track their symptoms, and we use a symptom tracking log. So we base it on symptom eligible criteria, a symptom-based release. And Dr. Spear reviews each and every one of those for release. So we have a full medical weigh-in on every single case that's a positive case here at the university. So that should be a level of comfort, a level of calm to your consciousness, that we have a medical professional looking out for each and every one of these cases. All right, I'll shut up now. I could talk about this all day long, but I just want to give you a chance to ask a few questions. I hope I covered the really important aspects of what we're seeing right now, but please reach out to me at any time.
Thank you so much, Eliza. We do have a question regarding do we have a policy on reporting to staff when they have come in contact with someone who tested positive in their workspace?
I don't know if it's an actual policy. We do have a protocol in place, and it is it's put up on our website on that commitment page and under protocols. If someone has been exposed to a positive person, if it's in their household, if it's a neighbor, if it's a friend, whatever the case may be, they are responsible for notifying the university. They notify the university by filling out the preliminary online screening form. That's the notification. Yes, they should have an in conversation with their individual's direct supervisor, but let them know. And if the person has been fully vaccinated, if that means that they have been vaccinated, it's been less than 5 months. And if it's been longer than 5 months, they've gotten a booster shot. If you have not gotten that booster shot and it's been longer than 5 months since you got your second dose, then you're not considered fully vaccinated by the CDC guidelines as of December 27th of this past year. I want to make that very clear. So if you've not gotten your booster, if you haven't gotten around to it, get it now. Otherwise, if you get exposed, you will probably have to quarantine for a period of time and then test. So the university is pushing getting boosters in a big way. They have campaigns that have going on right now. You've seen some of it in the news. You're going to see more of it in the news because that is the push, the prevention, and to arm ourselves with that strength of being able to fight COVID together. So if you're fully vaccinated and not expressing any symptoms, you'll be screened and you'll be cleared. You won't have to quarantine or do anything else. If you're expressing symptoms, we're going to get you taken care of for those symptoms, because the symptoms are always going to overrule everything else. And we're going to make sure that you're okay. If you don't have symptoms and you're not fully vaccinated, then we will manage you a certain way. We'll place you on a quarantine that you will not be able to attend face-to-face encounters or classes or work performance for a period of time until you're cleared by the COVID response team.
All right, so I just want to be clear, Eliza, as supervisors, are we required to notify the other staff that they came in contact, or?
That's a great question. What we ask you to do is to notify us,
Okay.
to work with us with either the person who was the impetus, if you will, the person who was originally in contact with a positive case. That person needs to report to us and we'll manage them individually.
Okay.
If that person was exposed to a positive case, but they're not expressing any symptoms and they're fully vaccinated, then there's no issue. Nothing really took place. So if one of you have been exposed to a positive case and you're feeling symptoms, the first line of defense is do not go to work. Do not go to work, do not go to work. Just shut it off right there and then we'll get you tested. If someone is just exposed to somebody who was exposed, that's indirect and that's not even an issue. We don't have to deal with anything. We don't want to over talk it and whip people up into a frenzy. However, if somebody in your staff has tested positive or is symptomatic, notify us. If it's in a group surrounding a few more people have been impacted, you reach out to us. The COVID response team does the notification. We do it to everybody on a discrete level. We have the authority to ask for certain information that people may think is private, but we at the institution have a right to know for safety and security and public health pandemic purposes. So it trumps HIPAA, it trumps FERPA, it trumps everything, because we have this right to know, and we do this in a very methodical way, and we protect this information. We don't say so-and-so at such and such an office tested positive and y'all were around them, so you need to, we don't do things that way.
Yeah.
We send out template language that's been reviewed by our committee. It's been reviewed for a variety of different aspects. And so as we evolve through this process, some of our template language has evolved as well. So it's just a continuous quality improvement, our lessons learned, and we're pushing that forward, getting better at reaching out, at being able to pinpoint, and also being able to quickly return people. So the notification process is best handled by the COVID response team.
All right, wonderful. Now, there is a great question. I'm kind of, and a couple of them kind of back to back with each other. The first question is, how long is a COVID positive person typically contagious? And can you get COVID like back to back? I had it last month. Is it possible for me to get it this month as well?
Those are two fantastic questions. So thank you very much for asking them. The first one is the level, the length of time of contagion and infectivity or infectiousness, if you will, is basically 10 days from the onset of symptoms. It can be up to 14 days, but basically the sweet spot has been the 10 days from the onset of symptoms. So if you first had a tickle in your throat, then a couple days later, and that's all you ever got, you never got any runny nose, headache, loss of sense of taste or smell, fever or chills, that's the only symptom you got and you still tested positive, that's a symptom. So we're going to base it on 10 days from that day. For our clinical healthcare people that we can mandate that they wear an N95 because that's part of their medical and healthcare uniform, that is part of the requirement and they have to wear it while on site. We can't mandate that anywhere else but in a healthcare setting. And for those people and those people alone, their isolation period based on their symptoms and what they present with after 5 days are evaluated. And if they're able to be released, we will work with them to get them safely back. However, a lot of those people that think after 5 days they're going to go back or after 10 days they're going to go back, it's not cut in stone. Every case by case is evaluated individually. Based that we have that symptom tracker log, we're having that ongoing discussion, that touching back with the patient to figure out how they're doing, what kind of medication they're on, how they're feeling. If they're not well enough to come back, they're not going to come back. So it's not set in stone, but basically after 10 days, definitely after 14 days of when they first tested positive, they should be no longer infectious. Now to address the second question, can people get sick back to back? Yes, it has happened. We had some people that got tested maybe in the end of November, beginning of December, and then again over January. And that happens for a variety of reasons. You read that there's multiple strains of the virus out there. Some are more contagious than others. Some are more symptom showing than others. And so just with any disease or any virus, the different iterations of it, and depending on someone's immune system, really what that individual has going on, it's not, once you get it, you're never going to get it again. You can get it because the virus mutates and changes and evolves and grows. And so your body's defenses have to kind of adapt to that as well. So that's really what you're saying. You can get it. But what I will share, we've had a couple of cases where people did get it back to back. The second time they got it, they had no idea that they were even positive. They had no symptoms at all because they had a little bit of a boost, if you will, of their immune system being able to protect their bodies better. So they didn't feel any onset of the symptoms.
Thank you so much. Well, I know there's a lot of questions and we could stay here forever and talk about this because it is really a trending topic, but it's a very important topic. And I know that we're all very aware and conscious and mindful of each other's health. I do want to be respectful of your time as well as the rest of our presenters. Colleagues that post questions in the chat, I will get a transcript of our meeting today, as well as, of course, the recording. I will gather these questions, Ms. Eliza, and if I can email them to you and your team, and then we can go ahead and disseminate that information.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here. And for those of you that need her contact information, that's something that we can share in a follow-up email.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for the time and for asking me to be here. Thank you for lending this the importance that it deserves and for helping to make the community safer and making our campus safer, having this knowledge, knowing what is in place by the university and the processes that are there to keep everybody safe and having everybody point to and abide by them is going to make us all stronger together. So thank you everyone for what you're doing.
Thank you so much. And once again, please accept our sincere gratitude to you and your team for everything that you all are doing and
Thank you.
for keeping us safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And I think you're gonna have to stop sharing your screen, Miss Eliza. There you go. Thank you. It is with utmost pleasure for me to welcome our AVP for University in Marketing and Communications, Mr. Patrick Gonzalez. I think he's here. Patrick,
Yes,
thank
I-
you
yes,
so
I am
much.
here.
The
No,
floor
thank
is
you.
yours. Go
Thank
ahead.
you, Noellen. Thank you for having me. Good morning to everyone on here. You know, Eliza's a tough act to follow because they do such a great job for the university. And if I could add, in speaking with colleagues around the system, we are the only university who has a COVID response team or a team devoted to COVID response and case management. So we need to take advantage of that and be very grateful for having that. As Eliza mentioned, one of the protocols or one of the things that we are that we are recommending for people to help mitigate the exposure of COVID, especially during this recent variant, is getting boosted. Hidalgo County and Cameron County and the entire Rio Grande Valley region has very good full vaccination rates, 2 doses, right? I think we're at 80% of people having both doses. But when it comes to the booster, we're down to maybe in the 30s to 40%. So the next recommendation from the CDC and from all health officials is to get that booster shot. So to help incentivize that for our students and our staff, our employees, the university has launched a booster vaccine incentive. So you may have seen the student incentive program communicated last week. We wanted to go after the students first because there's obviously more students than employees. And we wanted to make sure they had a chance to get boosted before coming back to classes on the 31st. But I am happy to announce that we are also having an incentive program for employees this time around. I had hoped that the email launching the campaign would have gone out this morning, but there are a few minor details that we're working on before we can finalize it and share it with all of you. But I wanted to come on here and give you guys a sneak peek of how it's going to work. And so again, we are incentivizing only the booster shots, you know, of the vaccine. And so using the UTRGV portal, right? Everybody remembers the portal. If you go on into the portal, select I have received my booster, it will then take you to another screen where you can provide the date of your booster. You can upload the vaccine card. We're asking for you to upload your vaccine card proving that you got the booster on that date. And then there's an attestation statement that just simply states what I am reporting here and what I am uploading is true and accurate and will be used to confirm my eligibility for this incentive program. Once you do those 3 things, you'll be incentivized. There are 2 options. Unlike the students, employees are going to get 2 options for incentivization. The first one is $100, okay? But it's different than students because since this will go through payroll and because we are paid employees, that $100 is subject to payroll tax. The question is how much? Well, it varies depending on every person. It's based on your income level. So it can be, you know, up to $25, $15. It's based on your income level on how much of that $100 cash you will see, and it will appear on your paycheck. So once you're eligible for the booster and you fill out the portal and fill out the 3 areas, you will get $100 and you choose the $100 cash option, you will get $100 after taxes on your paycheck. Okay, so that's the first option. We created a second option just in case, you know, people weren't too excited about the being taxed. You know, okay, I'm not going to get the full $100. So the second option is a UTRGV swag package, gift package, whatever you want to call it, that's valued at $100. So this is the area that we're trying to finalize right now. But for example, what we're looking at for this package would be a polo or a t-shirt, a tumbler, a keychain, a bumper sticker, as a package that's valued at $100. That's non-taxable, right? So every item in there would add up to $100 value, and that would be the second option. So let me repeat that. The incentive, to qualify for the incentive, you would have to go to the portal, tell us that you've received the booster, and then prove that by providing us a date, uploading your vaccine card, and agreeing to the attestation statement. At that time, on the portal, you will get to choose the $100 cash, subject to payroll tax that will appear on your check, or the UTRGV gift package that is valued at $100. We are working through the bookstore on that gift package, so at that time, you will be contacted by the bookstore for size and anything, any information that they need. We're hoping by working through Follett, our parent company, that they will be able to ship these gift packages as well, or you can pick them up at the bookstore. You'll have either option. So I'll stop there. Again, we are working frantically to finalize this so we can launch it. Our goal is to launch it either today or tomorrow. But I did want to come on here and let everyone know that an employee incentive is in the works. And I know a lot of people are excited about that. Really quickly, we launched the student one on Friday afternoon. I haven't seen today's numbers, but as of yesterday, we had over 3,600 students qualify for the incentive. We had another 3,000 who said that they've been boosted, but they didn't upload the card. So we're going to reach out to them and just let them know, hey, you said you were boosted, but you didn't upload your card, so you don't qualify yet. But the best news is we've had 2,000 students access the portal and tell us that they want the booster and how they can get an appointment. So the student incentive has been a success so far, after only 5 or 6 days, and we're expecting the employee incentive program to be just as successful. So I'm free to answer any questions anyone might have.
Yes, we do have a few questions on the chat,
Okay.
Patrick. Will the employee incentive be given to those who already got the booster shot or just the new ones?
Yes, no, great question. No, it's anybody who can prove that they've gotten the booster shot, whether it was in August. And that reminds me, there is a deadline. And the deadline is April 8th, because we know there might be some people who aren't eligible for a booster yet because there's that 5-month wait period. So no, we will honor any past booster and we will honor any new booster until April 8th.
Okay. Now, if an employee is also a student, do we get to choose how we report this, or how does that work?
Yes, but you only get to choose one incentive. So either you choose the student, and remember, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the student incentive, but that was launched on Friday, but that one's $100 cash. And since they're not employees, they get the full $100. So if you're an employee who's also a student, you can pick one. You can pick the $100 as a student and it's non-taxable, right? Or you can take the employee side and choose the $100 that is taxable, or the UTRGV gift package. You can't choose more than one. My recommendation is that you choose the student one because it's $100 cash. The reason we came up with the second option for the employees is because of the taxable cash part. We
Yeah.
didn't feel right that the $100 would be taxed. So we said, you know what, let's provide an option that's non-taxable, that's $100 value. Plus it's a way for us to brand, the university with cool swag.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Well, there are a lot of suggestions here, Patrick. They are
Okay.
open to gift cards and credit to the bookstore, so we can go and choose our own swags at $100. I know
Right.
there's a lot of things that will go into it, or a discount for parking permit. Hey,
Okay.
that's
No,
a good idea.
we did think about gift cards and V-Bucks, but that's considered cash, and so that would have to be taxed as well.
Okay.
So the predetermined gift package was a way to develop a gift that is non-taxable.
Okay. Are part-time employees eligible?
Yes, yes, all employees.
All
You know,
employees.
we again, this is very exciting to be able to get cash, to be able to get a gift package. But the main reason behind this is to encourage people to get boosted so we can protect our entire campus. So yes, part-time employees are included. I mean, we want all our employees to be protected. And so, yeah, this is available to all employees.
Okay, and then just last question, if you can address it really quickly. Somebody is curious how this is being funded.
Yes, this is being funded by the HEERF money, the federal HEERF money that we've received. We've received several payments throughout the pandemic, and this is the money that's devoted to the institution, and in the criteria for HEERF, that money can be earmarked for any effort, any project that helps the university mitigate the impact or exposure to COVID at the campus. And so we thought this is a great way to do that. I mean, incentivizing people getting the boosters. So this is funded by the HEERF funds.
And then once we, upload our vaccine cards and did the attestation and all of that, do we get a confirmation like, congratulations, Noel, and you qualify? Or
the confirmation will come from whatever option you've chosen.
okay.
So if you've chosen the cash option, I believe you will get a confirmation from either HR or payroll. And if you've chosen the swag package, obviously you'll be contacted by the bookstore to say, hey, what's your size? What size shirt do you want? And things like that. But in my meeting with HR, they wanted us in our communications to reiterate that this will be on your paycheck. So, when you do qualify, make sure you check your paycheck to ensure that it showed up, on your paycheck.
Wonderful. Well, I know there are many questions here on the chat, and colleagues, it's not that I am ignoring you, but I think some of these questions are geared towards other subject matter expertise and not really Patrick's ground. But Patrick, thank you so much once again for joining us this morning and for sharing this very important information, and of course for you and your team and all your efforts in keeping us well informed and of course safe.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Have a good day.
Take care. We can all agree that the university library serves as a great resource to our students, faculty, and staff as well. It's admirable that despite all the changes that we have been going through, our library has kept their doors open and continue to provide their services to our community safely. This morning, we've invited Mr. Joel Chirinos and his team to share with us about the resources and services that are available at the university library. Mr. Chirinos, thank you for being here this morning. The floor is yours.
Thank you so very much. Thank you to the Staff Senate for allowing me the opportunity to be here. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank the staff senators for everything that you do to support the staff in all our endeavors to continue being successful. And thank you to all of you for your support of the library. Yes, the library has been open, has been available during this time. And if there is any way that we can continue to be there for you, anything we can do to support anything that you are looking for, you're doing research within, by all means, we are here, we're available, whether it is available online whether it is available in person. The library is here to support you, support the staff, support the faculty, students, and the entire university community. So again, thank you so very much for allowing me the opportunity to be here. So I'm going to share my screen briefly here so that we can get started with my presentation. Share my screen. The opportunity to share this briefly. Can everybody see this presentation?
Yes.
Okay, so if you are currently taking classes, or if you are teaching a class, or if you supervise students that are taking different classes and you overhear them discussing needing assistance, please know that we are here. We're here to support, as I mentioned, the entire university community. Again, my name is Joel Chirinos. I am the head of research and instructional services for the university library. I'm really having some difficulty here with my presentation loading up, but what happened here? Seems to have frozen up on me here. Again, my name is Joel Chirinos. I am the head of research and instructional services for the university library. If there is any way that I could assist you with anything, I can be reached at joel.chirinos@utrgv.edu. And I don't know what happened to my presentation here.
You may need to stop share, Joel, and
Let
then
me
do
stop
it
sharing.
again.
Yeah, let me bring it back up again. Yes. Okay, let me do this one more time. Okay. All right, so currently the hours of operation for the library have changed, and they are from Sunday from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m., excuse me, Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Saturday we are closed. Now, if you do visit the library, you will see that we have taken some measures to ensure the safety of the entire university community, which includes plexiglass shields in front of the service desks. We have rearranged furniture. We have hand sanitizing stations throughout the library in order to keep everybody safe. We want to ensure students that it is safe to come to the library, although some things have changed, some policies have changed regarding food, regarding some other initiatives that we've taken in order to ensure the safety of everybody. We are available during these times. And if you or the student or the university community needs help outside of these hours, you still need to do research. Our library's website is available 24/7, 365. So it's always on, always available. And you can access electronic books, articles, all sorts of other resources from that website. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what this website looks like. You can access the library's website 24/7 at utrgv.edu/library. And we encourage you to use this website and promote it to your students, to students that you may work with, and maybe others that need to do research. Our goal at the library, our goal within the university is to create lifelong learners and researchers. And we have a wonderful library staff that is ready to assist you and ready to support you, some of which are at this very meeting and some of which are part of the staff senators. So we are ready, we are prepared, we are here to assist you. And as we tell students, we're going to be here from the moment you start the freshman year through graduation and beyond. If you continue through your master's degree, through your doctoral programs, the library is going to be such an important component and such an important part of your academic career. Okay, so we ask you to continue to advocate for the library, to continue to support the library. And again, we're here. So let me talk a little bit about some of the different library services. Again, it goes beyond just this presentation, and it goes beyond just this slide of information, because there are so many things that the library is doing. We're hosting different events. We have all sorts of instructional sessions. We have all sorts of programming, some of which is not even library related. So there's a lot that's happening. Libraries are no longer, at least our library is no longer simply just a building with books. We have, and computers. We have so much that's happening, so much that you can be a part of, so much that we encourage the university community to be a part of. So we're asking you to follow us on our different social media platforms. We're asking you to check out our library website and reach out to us. Reach out to us individually, reach out to us as a department, and we'll see how we can support you and how we can work together to encourage our students to use the library. So a couple of different library services. We have access to both print resources and electronic resources. So during the time when the library is open, you can go in there and you can browse the print materials, you can check out print materials, you can access electronic resources during any time that the library is available, as well as 24/7 if you need to do research outside of those open hours, as I mentioned. So access to these resources. Archival research. If you are doing research within this area, you're interested in research of Northern Mexico or South Texas, we have a wonderful special collections and archives department that can assist you with archival research. Computer workstations scattered throughout the library. Again, we ask that we practice social distancing and responsible practices as you do come into the library to keep everybody safe. Copyright and publishing support. If there are any questions, maybe you're teaching a class and you want to publish something, or there are questions that your students may have, or you may have if you're taking a class on copyright issues, when you're in violation of copyright and so forth, we have a department that can assist you with that. Our interlibrary loan service is a wonderful service that allows you the opportunity to access resources that we do not have within our library's collection. So if you're looking for a particular book, not a textbook necessarily, but if you're looking for a book that you're interested in reading, or that you need for a class, or that maybe your student needs, we have a wonderful service where you can order materials from other libraries. It's called interlibrary loan. Our media services, we have access to checking out materials such as cameras, video projectors, calculators, Surface tablets, and other media. So if there's anything that you need, come by and see us, and we can assist you with that. Open study space, again, our furniture has been rearranged to think responsibly about the safety of everybody. So we do have open spaces available and open study spaces. We do have poster printing. So if you're taking a class, or you know somebody that's taking a class and needs to print out a poster for their presentation, the library does poster printing, as well as study rooms. If there is a group of students that want to study, again, we're asking for them to be socially responsible for their health, but study room access as well. Now, again, this is just a small view and a small showcase of what the library has to offer, because there are so many different things that we have access to, that we have available to us, and we can make available to you. So again, this is not everything, but a small sampling of what we can do, how we can support you, and how we can assist you when it comes to our library services. Again, there are so many different events that are happening around the library and within the library. As I mentioned, some of them are library related, some are not. In fact, today at noon, there is a Get Lit book club, that's meeting, and it's BYOB, which is Bring Your Own Book. So as you can see, what are some of the challenging things some of the materials, that you read during these challenging times? If anybody's interested, it is at noon today. I will be joining that discussion, but visit our library website for more information. You can visit our library to click to register for this session. And there are so many other things that are happening. We're going to be offering a variety of workshops that we'll be talking about within this presentation. But again, for the university community, for the advancement of research, for the promotion of scholarship, and just lifelong learning. So within the Research and Instructional Services Department, which I am the head of this department, we have revamped our department website, and now it's easier to access and easier to view in terms of being able to provide information and being able to provide services for the different types of learners, the different type of users. So we have a students tab that'll provide student services, which I'll be talking about in the next slide. We have services for faculty and more about us as librarians and who to reach out to, who to contact, because as librarians within this department, we each have our specialty, we each have our assigned responsibilities when it comes to disciplines. So we all have different backgrounds. And when you click on the About Us page, you can see the librarian that could assist you, let's say in business, or let's say in education. So it's all broken down there in the About Us tab, and we'll highlight our contact information, our specialties, what we can do, how we can assist you, and it's all provided there from this initial department website. So it has been revamped, things have changed for the better, and to allow easier access to the different types of users that are going to be contacting us and needing our assistance. So some of the different resources, both for students and for faculty. Again, our database list will provide you and provide the user for research resources. So you're in a Spanish class and you need to do research on that. You're in an English class, you're in a history class. Our database list compiles all the resources in a searchable manner. So you can go in there and type what it is that you're looking for, and you'll get resources on that particular topic. Database tutorials, video tutorials, excuse me. We have a collection of video tutorials that the librarians have put together that showcase how to navigate your way around these different databases and other resources. So those have been created by the librarians. We do have, and we're going to be doing a collection of learning workshops this semester on a variety of themes, a variety of subject areas, from very basic introduction to library resources to more advanced type classes. So if anybody's interested in some of those, be looking at our library website. You can actually sign up for any session that you're interested in. I am going to plug this particular session that I'm going to be doing on February 14th, Valentine's Day, which is a session called Love at First Sight, but cite as in citations, citing. I know it's just a little play on words, but if anybody's interested learning more about citations, why they're important, and different tools that the library has for the management of citations, that session will be on Monday, February 14th. And again, you can go into our library's website, view all the different sessions, and sign up for these. Right now, they are being done virtually. So if anybody's interested, check out what we have to offer. And even if you are not teaching any classes, or you, again, do not supervise any students, but you just want to know more about what the library does and what the library has available to you, by all means, sign up for one of the sessions. You cannot sign up for one of the sessions, come meet with the librarian, come meet with one of the staff members, and we'll sit down with you, or we can meet virtually and show you what the library does and how you can support the library even further. One of the things that is available for students are research guides, and I'll talk a little bit more about this in the next slide. So I'll kind of save that one for the next one. Resources for faculty. Again, if you are teaching a class, we can customize video tutorials for your sessions, for your classes. We can work with you to design research assignments. Again, these instructional workshops that we're talking about, we're going to be offering sessions for students. We're also going to be doing sessions for faculty. And so there's a variety of different classes that are available and sessions that are going to be available for faculty and students. But again, you can join us for some of those if you're interested in that. The Open Educational Resource Textbook Affordability Project. I did receive a question about what this is, and it is heavily promoted on our website. The textbook, excuse me, affordability project is us as a library working with instructors to promote different classes that allow access to high quality resources and materials at minimal cost to students. So it's working with faculty to promote online textbooks and online resources for different classes. So if you're interested in wanting to know more about this particular project, visit our library website for more information on that. For faculty, they can request a library instruction session, which means that the faculty member will contact us and we can provide an instruction session for their students. Virtually, we're also doing face-to-face presentations now. So there's a variety of different ways that we can assist you and your students and the different faculty when it comes to research and promoting research to their students. Specialized research guides for courses. I know I mentioned this in the student part of it, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in the next slide. But I will stop right here and ask if there are any questions about the library so far. Anything we can maybe clarify or anything that you may be thinking about that in relation to the library. And if not, as again, you have my contact information and you can reach out to me, the department, or the library staff at any time. All right, well then let me continue with the research guides because I've been promoting this and talking about this, but these research guides are supplemental tools that the librarians have created on a variety of different subject areas, and we continue to build on these. You can see here on the slide where we have several different subjects and disciplines that have already been created. Now, what this is, the librarians have painstakingly put together these research guides through a variety of different means. And what these are really good places to start your research because they focus on collecting information for you from reputable websites, from reputable articles, electronic books, videos. And as you can see, there's things on art, biology, business. This is a really good place to start your research. Or if you've already exhausted different means of research, this is a really good place to look at, to maybe continue and expand on a particular subject area. Again, not all the subject areas within the university are represented here, but we are working on new ones, constantly updating new disciplines and new subject areas. And again, this information has been vetted by the librarians to ensure that it is coming from reliable places, credible resources, and that the information that you're going to find here is going to be valuable. If there's a subject guide that you would be interested in, maybe us creating, let us know. Maybe you work in a department that is not represented on this list. Let us know, and we'll start working on compiling information, again, that's credible and that is going to be up to par so that we can promote this. So again, this is supplemental information that is already in a one-stop place that, again, promotes books, electronic books, videos, and other reputable places to begin a research, okay? Again, there are so many things that are happening within the library, so many things that are changing within the library, and we want you to keep up with that. Again, visiting our library website is a great place to start, but you can also follow us on social media. We are present in social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and we have YouTube videos out there on a variety of different things. And again, these are to promote resources, to promote research, to promote scholarship, and everything that's happening within the library. So I encourage you to follow us. I encourage you to take a look at what's happening. And please, by all means, reach out to us. If there is ever a situation where you need some assistance, you can call us, you can text us, you can email, you can chat with the librarian, you can meet with the librarian. Again, on the Bronto campus, you can reach us at 882-8221, and the text message number is 825-3578. On the Edinburgh campus, you can reach us at 665-2005, and the text number is 253-8031. Within the Research and Instruction Department, which again is where I am the head of the department, you can reach us at researchandinstruction@utrgv.edu. So again, thank you so very much for the opportunity. I apologize for the glitches in the presentation.
Thank you so much,
Yes.
Joel, for this wealth of information.
Yes, thank
We
you.
greatly appreciate your enthusiasm and clearly your passion for what it is that you do. But it is through that passion that you all are creating and keeping yourselves very busy. Who knew you all had
Yes.
so many events happening? But thank you
There's
for
so much.
inviting us. And I'm sure that our colleagues here are that get lit.
Yes, by all means. Yes,
And
thank you so
falling in
much.
love with first sight. Hey, even to the
Yes,
librarians, right? The creative
Yeah.
uses.
Yes,
Thank
trying
you.
to play on words on that one, but we're here for
Wonderful.
you. We're here for you,
Thank
and thank
you.
you so much. We ask for your continued support and your advocacy for the library, and thank you for everything that you do. So have a
Thank you.
wonderful semester, and again, thank you so much for the opportunity. I'll
It
stop
was
sharing.
our
the screen.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, you may or may not know that there is a strategic planning committee that is currently working on designing UTRGV's strategic plan for the next 5 years or so. In our current strategic plan, among the core priorities is that of community engagement. It is in this spirit that we've invited our next guest speaker, Ms. Celinda Quintanilla, Director of Counseling and Training. Ms. Quintanilla, thank you for joining us this morning. I think.
Hi, good
There
morning.
you are.
You see me?
There you are. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. First and foremost, thank you for having me. I will, as she mentioned, I am Celinda Quintanilla, and I am the director of the Counseling and Training Clinics. And so I will start off by saying that it's a wonderful service that we've been providing for almost 15 years now. I know a lot of us might not be aware of this service. Unfortunately, we do not service our staff or faculty. We do not provide counseling services to our staff or faculty. As you know, our staff and faculty would be referred to the EAP programs in the event that they are needing some type of counseling for any type of mental health issues that they may be having at any point. And of course, our students would be referred to the counseling center on campus. I am aware that I jumped ahead of myself, so let me backtrack by saying that the service that we do provide is we do offer free counseling services to the general community. Now, these services are provided by our students. And so it is a wonderful program, and it's a win-win situation because the students that are enrolled or going under the Counseling and Training Clinic are receiving their master's degree in counseling, and they are already at the tail end of their program. So they're in the last few semesters. And so they go through the Counseling and Training Clinic, and they provide. Now we are providing remote services via the Zoom platform. However, so our students are able to get the training and the experience that they need in order to meet their course requirements for practicum and internship. And in turn, our community is receiving a free service. So they are receiving free counseling services. Let me go ahead and just share my screen if you'll give me 1 second, please.
Go ahead.
Let's see, give me a second. So I am not the most tech savvy, Nolan. I don't know how did they do it that they only shared half their screen? Because I assume you can just see my PowerPoint at this point.
We cannot see anything. So at the bottom, you need to click share your screen, and something should pop up that tells you where.
I thought I did. Give me 1 second, please, guys. I'm sorry.
No problem.
Okay, so I have clicked on share my screen.
Yes, and then you need to pick the window that you're going to share.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
And you gotta like click.
Ah,
Share it.
I'm sorry.
There should be
like
one that says share. There should be a button.
I thought I did that. I've done enough of these to know that much.
So you
I'm
gotta.
so sorry, guys. Okay.
You select the screen that you want to share, and then there is a blue button.
There you are.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Bravo, you did it. Go ahead.
Perfect. Guys, so of course, let me just go a little bit forward. Come on now. Okay, so as I mentioned, the counseling services, as I mentioned, are provided by our students that are getting their master's degree in counseling. I know I'm repeating myself when I say that they are at the tail end of their program. So they have already gone through most of their coursework, and now they are ready to put everything that they've learned in class into application. So I realize that the services that we provide, unfortunately, do not benefit our staff directly. However, it will spill over into your family and to your friends who may be needing some type of counseling services. As I did mention, all of our services are free of charge. And so we try to make this as simple or as easy as possible in order to receive these services. We do have 2 clinic sites. So we have a clinic on our Edinburgh campus, and we do have one on our Brownsville campus. We have clinical supervisors, 1 at each site, and then and 2 admin assistants as well, 1 at each site. As I mentioned, I am the clinical director and I do oversee both sites. Our operational hours are Monday through Thursday from 1 to 9 p.m. and then on Fridays from 8 to 5. And so as you see, we do offer evening hours. So we are open until 9 p.m. That way it gives people, most people, right, that are in school or are working, have the opportunity to receive a service with us in the later evening hours. Obviously, those are the higher traffic hours. As far as our clients and who we service, as long as you are of the age of 6 and up, you will qualify for services from us. As I mentioned, you do not need a referral. The only population in the beginning that we would not service or would not qualify for services for us would be individuals that are currently suicidal, homicidal, or psychotic. These individuals would naturally be referred out to a more appropriate agency. We do have all of our clients fill out paperwork through a website that we developed. And in doing so, we do go through a quick triage, if you will, for suitability for our students in training and where they are for their level of expertise. In the paperwork that an individual is going to need to fill out in order to receive services with us, part of that informed consent will highlight the fact that the services are being provided by students in training. It will highlight the fact that we uphold the confidentiality and ethics at the highest regard. There are obviously limits to our confidentiality. Of course, we want to protect everybody that is involved. And so it will also on there highlight that all of the services being provided by our students are overseen by licensed individuals. And so during any session that is being provided, a site supervisor will always have the opportunity to sit in on the session. And if they are not able to sit in on the session, they always meet with their students before or after their sessions in order to provide feedback and in order to provide guidance for our students in training. And of course, at any given moment, if they are in session and there is a situation or a crisis that might occur, then the student is always able to reach out to their supervisor as well, so that we are able to intervene for any type of crisis intervention. As you can see here, as far as types of services that we do provide, they do come in the form of individual, couples, group, and family counseling. Some of the commonly presented issues, as you can see, of course, is not limited to these, but especially right now with everything, as we've been talking about prior in the presentations, obviously we are still in the midst of a pandemic. And so we have definitely seen a higher level, I should say, of clients that are coming in reporting anxiety, depression. There's a lot of things that are going on right now that are completely out of our control. And so, the last 2 years, we can probably sum up by something that none of us expected, a situation that none of us expected to be in. And so we are here to provide some type of guidance or some type of assistance with anything that anybody in the community might be going through, and hopefully provide them with some techniques or some tools, some healthy coping strategies in order to hopefully assist in their mental health issues that they may be going through at this time, or at any time for that matter. I know that I've already mentioned this, that again, the services are provided by our graduate students. They are overseen by licensed individuals. And yeah, oops, I didn't do that one right. So I just realized that I didn't highlight, I forgot to put in my numbers, I apologize. But I do want to say that with regards to some of our accomplishments, that when the pandemic came and we had to kind of reinvent the wheel, if you will, because we were providing face-to-face services and now everything had to change to remote. We were able to do so successfully where we didn't have to displace any of our current clients. We were able to continue, there was no break in service. And so everybody was, we were able to continue to treat everybody effectively. And so last semester, just to give you a brief highlight, if you will, we had approximately 75 counselors, student counselors that were under the supervision at both training sites. And among these 75 counselors, we were able to provide over 1,000 sessions to the community. This is not the best semester we've had number-wise, and for a variety of reasons, right? But I will say that as far as the big picture is concerned, we are still very proud of the work that we've done and that we are doing. And we do still consider it very successful as our students were able to meet their hours. And again, the community was still able to be provided with the service.
Celinda, may I ask
Yes.
a question? Is there
Yes.
a waiting list if somebody needs that service?
Okay, so that's an excellent question. And so because our services are provided by students, obviously they are semester based. So there's going to be breaks in services between semesters, and it's usually 2 to 3 weeks. That being said, because the semester has just started, we do currently have a wait list that we had to start at the tail end of the last semester, because there does come a part in the semester where we have to stop taking new clients because we want to ensure that we're able to provide our clients with an ample amount of sessions before we have to cut off for the semester. And so, yes, at this point, we do have a wait list, which is a good problem to have, they say. But it is always very hard to have to tell somebody that is finally, taken the courage to make the call or to fill out the paperwork on our website and then to have to wait. But we are starting to schedule new clients. And so we hope to get through as much of this wait list as quickly as possible. And so even though when somebody is put on a wait list, we can't give them an exact time, regards to how long they might be waiting for a service, but we do try to definitely give them an approximate window, if you will. And we're always transparent in the event that we know that there's going to be a break in service, for example, then of course we will let the clients know, where we are given the point in the semester. So yes, that was an excellent question. Now, as far as, again, like I mentioned, I unfortunately, we do not treat anybody that is on this call directly, but we are a service that is here to be provided for your family and for your friends. And so I have put on here, and of course I can always send our information as well, but the direct phone numbers to the clinics in Edinburgh is 665-5251. In Brownsville, it is 882-7792. I've put my email address on there as well, if you guys have any questions with regards to anything that I have just briefly speaked of or highlighted. And then underneath you will see the link to our website. So this is where any individual that is interested in possibly receiving services with us would go to our website to fill out some paperwork. If an individual is unable to fill out the paperwork, due to lack of technology or any other reason, then of course they are still welcome to call the clinic and we will go through all of that paperwork with them. As I mentioned, currently, we are providing all of our services remotely. So we are utilizing the Zoom platform to provide telehealth services. We are anticipating transitioning back into face-to-face services as well. But one of the good things, if you will, that has come from this pandemic and the changes that we have had to make is the fact that we will always offer remote sessions or telehealth services from here on out. So there definitely was something good that came from it. So hopefully we'll be able to provide more accommodations to our clients. Some of us might be more comfortable from our home to receive these sessions, and then some of us may provide the office setting. So whichever way we could cater to our clients, we're definitely here to do so.
Thank you so much. And
Absolutely.
like we mentioned earlier, one of our core priorities here in the university is community engagement. And I think the services that you've provided helps us uphold that core priority. And you all have been here for 10 years, and I really didn't know about it as much. And I'm pretty sure some of our colleagues here can relate, but thank you for the service that you do. And thank you for representing UTRGV very well and providing this safe space for both our community members as well as for our students.
Absolutely. And if anybody that has any questions, that I will gladly answer them. Again, you have my email and I can answer anything, directly, maybe more confidential, in a more confidential manner for some of us that maybe don't want to ask right now on the chat. But in any way that we are able to assist your family or your friends in any way, or if you need any more information about the services that we provide, again, who they are provided for, please feel free to reach out and I will gladly respond. And hopefully we can help, your family and friends in a way that is good, definitely in this time.
Thank you so much, Celinda. We appreciate it.
No, thank you for having me, everybody. It was a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
And then don't forget, there you go. See, you learned. Well done. You're an expert now. Okay, as we are nearing our top of the hour here, I am going to pivot a little bit on our agenda in that I would like to call on our homecoming committee to share with us some exciting news. I know Edna or Cindy is here. You may take the floor, ladies.
Hi, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Who's on their second cup of coffee? I am. Thank you so much for giving us some time. And in the chat, I'm going to leave you this PowerPoint so that everybody can have it and nobody has to worry about taking notes and trying to screenshot it. My name is Edna. I work at the Student Union, and Cindy Mata, our Director of Student Activities, is somewhere on the chat and she will be co-presenting with me.
I'm here.
Thank you. We want to talk to you all about homecoming and all of the events that we have for staff. But first, we wanted to sneak in. Now I'm sharing the wrong screen, right? It's okay. Y'all are going to have to bear with me with the wrong screen. We are going to have Mr. Kamen on campus. And do you want to make an announcement and talk about him?
Yes, so our Distinguished Speaker Series is back in person. And so next Tuesday, we are inviting all of our UTRGV students, faculty, and staff to join us at the Performing Arts Complex as we host Kamen. He will be doing a 30-minute lecture with some freestyle and a 30-minute Q&A, moderated Q&A with our very own Dr. McNeely. And so we're very excited to have him in person. If you guys follow us on Instagram or if even on Facebook, you may have seen his shout out that he did to the university that he's very excited to come. So he will be here in person on February 1st. We do have a stream option available for anyone who may not be able to join us. So I will share that link with you in the chat, or I think Marissa's on the call. So if she doesn't mind sharing it for me, that would be great. But yes, we're very excited. Next Tuesday, we will welcome all of our students back in person with Kamen. And so we're very excited for that.
All right, spread the word. Homecoming 2022 is coming up February 13th through the 19th. There is a committee comprised of student activities, student life, student involvement, residence life, UREC, alumni, student union. I probably said athletics already, and I'm missing, is it university recreation that I'm missing?
And
There's a lot
UMC.
of different departments and marketing, university marketing. We're all working together to plan a week of events and celebrations, and there are celebrations for our wonderful staff. So here's the schedule. If you want to take a screenshot, go for it. If not, like I said, I'm going to drop this PowerPoint in the chat. Sunday, our students will be on campus decorating the campuses. So if you're free on Sunday or you're bored and you want to come to campus, you will see students decorating. Feel free to lend them a hand. On Tuesday, we will be wrapping letters. So we burned the letters on Friday, but they have to get wrapped. So Wednesday, we're having an awesome wrapping party at the Edinburgh Recreational Center. You can always go over there at any point. If you want to stop by during lunch, if you want to go over a little bit early before you go home for the day, or maybe stop in the morning and help them out, they would really appreciate wrapping the letters. We have different departments that have adopted each letter, but we still need help, and there will be lunch provided. You can always connect with Cindy in the chat if you're interested in volunteering for that. It's a lot of fun. Wednesday, we are starting new homecoming traditions that we are very excited about, and they will only be successful. We can get all of you to come along and bring your colleagues and bring your departments to show your Vaquero pride. We are having what we're calling a victory rally, and it's basically 4 events that start at 4 in the afternoon on both campuses. So there will be celebrations on both campuses. We want to encourage all of you to wear orange on that day, because on Wednesdays we wear orange at UTRGV. So make sure you wear orange that day. First, there will be Orange Fest, which are tailgates that'll happen on each campus. They will be at different times. So you'll see, I'll share with you how to see the schedule on the homecoming calendar, but there are tailgates that will be happening on both campuses. In Edinburgh, they will be at the recreational center at UREC starting at 4. Then we're going to have campus parades, and I'm going to tell you all in a minute how to sign up for those parades. We want every department there. If you don't come as a department, you can come with a group of friends, with a group of coworkers. If you want to come by yourself, if you want to bring a bicycle, if you want to bring your dog, if you want to bring your kids, we want to invite everybody to participate. In Edinburgh, it will start at 6 o'clock, so there's plenty of time to gather a group of people to join us on the parade through campus. The parade in Edinburgh will end at the burning of the letters at the field house at 6:30, and then at 7 o'clock, we do have a men's basketball game. So Wednesday afternoon is jam-packed. Clear your calendars at 4 o'clock because we want you to party with us on both campuses. Friday, there is also a baseball game. We're kicking off baseball season already, and there are season tickets available, so make sure you get in touch with athletics. And I don't know if Marisa from Alumni Office is here, but they are having an alumni mixer. So if you're a UTRGV, UTPA, UTB alum, there is a mixer that will happen before the game on Friday night on the Edinburgh Baseball Stadium. Saturday, there's another baseball game at 1 o'clock. And then Saturday night is the big homecoming game at the Bert Ogden Arena in Edinburgh. It is my understanding that staff will be receiving 2 free tickets. So be on the lookout for that information on how to get your 2 free tickets, but you'll be able to attend that game at the Bert Ogden Arena. So that is the jam-packed schedule. Like I said, take a screenshot, take a picture, and then I will also drop this PowerPoint in the chat. Anything else you want to cover, Cindy, on the schedule that I may have missed?
No, the only thing, like Edna was saying, is Wednesday, February 16th, we're really putting our emphasis on that game. The men are playing Seattle U, and so we really want to drive up traffic on both campuses. I think Edna's going to talk a little bit about the Victory Trail, and we have opportunity to pick you up along the way and have a good time. And so, like Edna said, these events are only successful with your support and, of course, our student support. So if you work with students in your offices, definitely get them hyped up, get them encouraged. And also, we want to see you guys out at all of these events.
Yeah. I forgot to mention that Wednesday in Brownsville at Casa Bella, we'll be broadcasting the game. So there'll be a watch party in Brownsville for the basketball game for anyone who cannot make it to Edinburgh. So the parade, here's some pictures from previous parades that we have done. No, you do not have to have a golf cart to be in this parade. You can come as you are, you can walk, you can bring a wagon, a bicycle, a scooter, whatever you want to do, we welcome you in our parade. No motor vehicles, that is for sure. We're not gonna let you bring your Jeep or your truck, just slow moving vehicles and slow moving people, please. The parade in Brownsville will depart behind the main building at 4 o'clock. We will be there earlier with some supplies to help you decorate your golf cart or your bicycle, or if you want to paint your face and you want to get some pom-poms, we will decorate you. So arrive before 4 o'clock, just give yourself enough time, but we will depart behind Main at 4 o'clock, and the parade will go through the front of Main, down the sidewalk, down the street, I think it's Jackson, and we will end at Casa Bella. Well, we will start the tailgate after the parade. So it's a little reversed in Brownsville. In Edinburgh, we will start the tailgate at 4 o'clock at UREC, and then the parade will leave from UREC at 6 o'clock. So definitely ask your supervisors for a little early release in Edinburgh at 4 o'clock so that you can get over there to the parade. And Brownsville also early release 4 o'clock so that you can make it to the parade. So 6 o'clock, we will depart UREC and we will make our way through the front of campus. And like Cindy said, we will have stops along the way where we can pick up your department if that's what you would like. Maybe you don't want to walk the whole parade with us or the whole route. We will pick you up. So make sure that you sign up so that we know where our people are going to be so we can pick you up, or you just meet us at the beginning of the parade route. Like I said, golf carts, bicycles, scooters, no motor vehicles. No, this is not a contest. We're not going to give you a prize for being the most festive or the most spirited. Your prize is that you have Vaquero Pride and you're joining us in the fun. And we want you all to sign up at VLink. I will show y'all at the end of the PowerPoint, it has instructions on how to go find VLink because I realize not a lot of staff uses it. So I give you instructions in there, but I won't bore you with that today. If you need any information on the parade, please contact the student union and our email is there. And Cindy, I'll let you talk about Royals.
So Royals, I'm sure many of you have heard about our homecoming royalty from previous, like our legacy institutions. And here you can see some amazing pictures from our Bougainvillea King and Queen and some of our past UTPA homecoming kings and queens. But we do have a UTRGV Royals program. So I do want to let you know, we will have a message going out later today, just reminding all students to apply for the UTRGV Royals this time around. It's a group of 3 students that can honor and represent UTRGV as our homecoming royalty. We call them UTRGV Royals. But if you know anyone who was a royal from either UTB, TSC days as Bougainvillea King and Queen, Prince, Princess, Duke, Duchess, I think we've gone back and seen that there was Duke, Duchesses, and even Count and Countesses. I believe that's correct. Or a homecoming king and queen from, I think one of those pictures is from 1995, and then we had a hiatus, and then we went back to 2003. And so if you know anybody who served in that role, definitely send their names to alumni@utrgv.edu or send me a message. And if you have pictures, definitely send them our way. I know a lot of us here on the call are alumni from either institution, and so we may have pictures in our archives from these. I know I had to go out and I was like, I need to go look at my negatives because in 2003, we didn't have the amazing cameras that we have today. But as you can see, we were able to find some amazing pictures. But we are definitely going to give them a call to see if they can join us at all of our events. We'd love to see our royalty come back. The deadline for our current UTRGV Royals application is on Monday, January 31st. So like I said, we will be sending information out to students later today and also going live on one of our social media platforms. So we will definitely tag some of your departments. But if you know anybody who would be a candidate, definitely go to utrgv.edu/royals and you can find the application on our website.
Thank you. Our last page is the homecoming website. utrgv.edu/homecoming has all of the details. More events are getting loaded every day, so make sure you look there. Also, the UTRGV main events calendar will have information. And for those of you who work with students and use VLink, all of these events are there so students can get more information or they can RSVP. The sign up for the parade is going to be there. The sign up for a window painting contest for our student orgs will be there. So lots of homecoming activities. We really just gave you the basic information for staff, but we really hope that you will join us and follow this website for more information.
And as you guys can see my background, we have the homecoming background. So we will be sharing those on our website. So you guys can go in and download backgrounds profile pictures for Facebook, social media, etc. So we will share that with everyone so that on the week of February 13th through the 19th, we can all show our UTRGV Vaquero Pride with our backgrounds and paint the campus orange.
Wonderful. So exciting. You all are just getting ready to party. So much fun. Well, thank you so much for including staff. You know, I think whenever we hear homecoming, we always say students, which it is, but I'm so glad that you're creating a space for staff to participate and show our our Vaquero Pride along with our students as well. And Edna, you will share the PowerPoint and links in the chat. Sounds good. And then at this point, Cindy, if you don't mind, I don't see Delma on. If you can go ahead and just talk briefly about the COVID-19 Memorial Committee.
Yes, so we have a COVID-19 Memorial Committee. This is something that the student life area is working on along with several of our campus partners like Staff Senate, University Recreation. I believe we have some faculty as well. And so Noellen is sharing our COVID-19 Remembrance Memorial site right now. And so we know that this has impacted a lot of students, faculty, and staff in our UTRGV community. So we are going to be hosting an event on March 1st, just kind of honoring everyone who has left us over the last couple of years in relation to COVID-19. And so we do have a COVID-19 remembrance form for anyone who may want to submit any person that they have lost. They can include their information, and there's also an option to include an obituary link if they so wish. But it's really our opportunity to kind of come together as a UTRGV family and just remember everyone who we've lost, whether this was a student, faculty, staff, alumni, or a loved one. We definitely want to share with you in this moment. And so we are working on the details. We will have events March 1st on all of our campuses, so Edinburgh, Brownsville, and Harlingen. And so the details are being worked out, but we will definitely share that information with everyone once we have it. We know, as Eliza mentioned earlier, COVID has impacted a lot of us in various different ways. And so this is one of those ways that we can come together and be a family, a UTRGV family, and share with you, be with you in those moments. But anyone is eligible to update any information on the website. I believe Yadira shared the link on the chat there. But if you have any questions, you can definitely feel free to reach out to me or Noellen, and we can definitely direct your questions to the committee.
Thank you so much. And it's very important and significant work that we're doing. So thank you, ladies, again, for keeping us informed, and more power to you all. And we will be there and support you in all your initiatives. Pivoting back to our committee and task force report, I would like to call on Ms. Teresa Villarreal, who is the co-chair of our feedback committee.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. Good morning. Great presentations today. Very exciting meeting. I just wanted to mention that the feedback committee will welcome any and all feedback, and the form is available on the Staff Senate website. So if there's anything you would like to make us aware of, please fill out the form and we will follow up and look into it during our meetings.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you all are not busy at all. You guys are doing really great work. Thank you so much. At this time, I'd like to open the floor up for anybody that has any announcement that they would like to share or let us be aware of events coming up in their respective units. Speak now.
I can go. This is Faye from University Recreation. Hi, everyone.
Faye.
Just letting everybody know that we have our group fitness classes that are already in full swing. So if you'd like to join us virtually, feel free to do so. You just have to log into Zoom and join us from home. So those classes, again, they're open for UTRGV staff, employees. So feel free to join us.
Yay, thank you.
So I'll jump in again. I'm not sure if we'll make it to the next meeting before all of these events happen. So just as a reminder, we have our Distinguished Speaker Common coming on February 1st. We have Homecoming February 13th through the 19th, and Charreada at UTRGV will be happening in person February 23rd at the Brownsville campus. We will have some virtual options. We're still working on those, so anyone who may want to join us virtually as well. But the main day will be February 23rd. And then we do have another speaker coming virtually March 2nd. So I can definitely provide all those flyers to Noellen and the teams that they can share. But yeah, just in case we don't make it to the next meeting before all these events, February will be jam-packed with student life events. And we definitely encourage all of you guys to come out and support. If at any point, any of your departments would like to table at any of these events, you can definitely reach out to us at studentactivities@utrgv.edu. And we welcome everyone to come and have fun and enjoy campus life at UTRGV.
Thank you. Awesome. Lots of save the date. Anybody else?
No, and I just want to bring up that our staff success committee will be preparing a meeting to prepare the employee appreciation. We're still need to have a lot of discussions, but if anybody has any ideas, any comments on how we can make a successful appreciation week or appreciation day for celebrating to our employees. Comments and suggestions are welcome. You can do it through the feedback email to our staff Senate email, and then we will appreciate any comments. So we will be sending communications later about save the date and more details. More details will come later. So I just want to mention this because we'll be preparing for that appreciation for the employees.
Thank you. And Claudia is the chair of our staff success committee. So if anybody has any suggestions that makes you feel appreciated as we prepare for Employee Appreciation Day, I'm not sure it's a day. Last year we did it a whole week in
We're
March.
still, yeah, we will be meeting with the committee, but we will be also reaching out to different departments. Maybe we can do some collaborations to have a successful, a good celebration
Wonderful.
for our staff.
Thank you, Claudia.
I do have a question, Madam President. This is for Faye. One of the UTRGV employees just asked, what is the link to the online workouts?
I can put it on the chat, and it's also on the flyer.
All right, thank you.
So Faye, anybody can tune into the online workouts?
It's open to anybody that has a UTRGV domain or Texas Southmost College domain. So it's open to staff and employees.
Great.
For the virtual component,
Yes,
you would have to be a UREC member to come in person.
sounds good. Awesome. All right. Well, before we go on our separate direction, I would like to thank once again all our guests for their time and for the wealth of information that they've shared with us this morning. If there's anything that we can take away from our time together, is that we're incredibly blessed to have a myriad of resources available. We have a vibrant community that's just full of life, and we're ready to just keep on trudging on and spread that vaquero spirit around. However, you can only find value of all of this if you take advantage of it and use it for your benefit as well as those around you. So as we continue to adjust, pivot, and face a variety of challenge ahead of us, I encourage you to please remain strong and steadfast and fight to be gracious, supportive, and most of all, be kind to each other. Now I will turn it over to our parliamentarian who will, I believe, is ready to call on a motion to adjourn.
Yes, this meeting has been adjourned at 10:57. Sorry.
Not yet, Laura, you need to call for a motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm calling for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Any second?
I second.
Who was, I can't tell.
It was
who.
me.
Oh, Teresa,
Teresa.
Teresa second. All right, any debate or discussion? Any debate or discussion? Any debate or discussion? Okay, Laura, go ahead. You may call it.
Okay, so now this meeting it's been adjourned at 10:58.
Thank you so much. Y'all
Thank you. Bye.